Hey YouTube, this video is going to be very specific to New York Go Fest because I need some help. I need to talk to you guys about some stuff and everything. And so if you are going to Go Fest or have you been to Go Fest in the past or you know about New York, lots of questions for you here. And if you are coming to Go Fest, I am planning to go. I just have a few questions here. So if not, I understand if you just want to click off this video. Okay, so let's give some just actually history because I really wanted to go. So I'm in Ottawa, which is about a 7.5, 8 hour drive from New York. So it's not from an accessibility point, driving 7 hours, 8 hours. That's okay. That's just gas money. So that's okay. I really want to go. I really want to actually start meeting people. Like if you went to my, I wonder if I have that on my Twitter. Let me see, Twitter. I'm pretty sure it was one of my things that I said. Yes. So this year I wanted to, YouTube highlights 25,000 there, make less YouTube videos, which that is not happening. Use additional work time out, not happening. Meet more people in the Pokemon Go community. And it's one of those things where I'm playing Pokemon Go since 2018. I met a lot of people in the office that played Pokemon Go around 2018, 2019, because we used to just do raids at lunchtime. And again, when I worked downtown Ottawa, so 2019, pre-COVID, anytime between 11:31, you didn't even need to call the raid. You just showed up and there was 20 people there. So that's how I started to get to know some people playing Pokemon Go. But I live in the suburbs and I knew some people from that perspective if they did like raid hour. And yeah, if they did raid hour. Fast forward to COVID. COVID starts. Everything's locked down. I start working from home full time for like 2.5 years. The game dies down. I have a second kid, so not a lot of time to actually go out and play the game. At the same time, I start this channel. And a lot of people, it's funny because I'm very actually happy with how many subscribers I have. I'm at like 21,000 right now. When I started this channel, I started in season 7 and there were already the established people in the 20 to 30,000 range. Yonkis, Homeslice Henry, Tho, Rise, they were all in the 20, 30,000 subscriber range when I started at 0. So then I started there. At the time, this is probably one of the first times that I felt like completely disconnected from the community, right? Because I didn't talk to anyone who I used to raid with downtown anymore because I used to just see them at lunch and got friendly in that way. So I'm not having that. I'm not having my neighborhood group anymore. And I'm starting on YouTube behind, right? There's a well-established community who's tight with each other. There was the Twitch community that was very tight with each other. There was the YouTube community that seemed to be very friendly with each other. And I just seemed to like be starting off from scratch. And it felt, honestly, Pokemon Go felt like very almost lonely at that time. Because it was truly just like playing by myself. I had a faction switch with a group from Hamilton, a couple guys I went to undergrad with. So that was nice keeping in touch with them. That was actually one of the ways I like reconnected with one of the guys. So fast forward, I've had this channel like 2.5 years now. A couple things have happened. So the first thing that happened is like COVID has opened up. Like COVID, the restrictions are gone and I'm back in the office more. The office is still very vacant. Not many people are playing Pokemon Go in the office. I do have one good friend who I go and grind with when she's in the office. But I'm not playing much in my local community. My neighborhood is very, very quiet now again too. So most of the friends that I've met, most of the people I talk to are either YouTube content creators or subscribers if I'm talking to them there, or people that I'm playing against in like tournaments like the Toronto Regional or the faction, stuff like that. So that's how I start to get to know people. So I'm starting to up my like community that I'm talking to, but I haven't met anyone. I met Poke Daxi multiple times because we collabed and he's 20 minutes down the road and so we've done multiple collabs and stuff like that. But outside of that, I have not met much of the community. So I'm like, you know what? This is the year that I want to meet the community. So Go Fest, New York. Okay. You have the Randall Island Park. park experience, morning, afternoon. And then you have sort of, they call it where is it here? It's not the park experience. It's it's not, I guess not on here, but it's the go city experience is what they call it. So I'm like, okay, I saw people online buying. I'm just like, I'm gonna pounce on this. It's like $30 to buy this ticket for the day. Perfect. That's fine. So I saw a lot of people were doing Saturday morning. I'm like, I'm going to do Saturday morning. So I bought the Saturday morning ticket. I'm like, okay, now I need to figure out three things. I need to figure out how to get down. I need to figure out where I'm staying, and I need to figure out how I'm going to pay for this. And so how am I going to pay for this? This is the first time that I've asked for money. So I did set up a GoFundMe. It's been in the description there. A bunch of people have submitted. Thank you to the sort of newer people that I have not thanked, in James, maybe Michael, Ben, and I thank Don because he's actually a undergrad friend as well. So a lot of people donated. I've got a good amount of money. I mean, any additional money helps, because this leads me to number 2. And number 2 is 2 and 3. Number 2 and 3 are, where am I staying? And so I'm like, hey, Poke Daxi, are you going down? He's like, yes, I'm going down, but it's just gonna be me and Pokemama in the hotel room. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He's like, you can ride with us if you want. I'm like, okay, perfect. So I can car down with him. So transportation to there is set. So when I started this GoFundMe, I was like, I had a couple people actually reach out and say, you can Airbnb with us. So the first one was we were setting up an Airbnb. They set it up. They're like, you can join us. So I'm like, okay. And it was somewhere around here. Again, I'm not putting the exact addresses for all these places because I don't want to dox people. But I just want to give you a visualization of where the issues I'm running into. And let me just is it all over my face here? I can't really see. Is there a way to hide this? Fine, I'll just make it big on the screen, and then hopefully it covers me. Hopefully you can see everything. I just don't know if you could see. Sorry, I just don't know if you could see my face. I don't want to block it off. Anyways, they are up in the South Bronx area. So it is a 35-minute walk to Randall Island Park, which is here. So I was like, okay, that's great. And everything was set up for this. And then apparently New York is tightening Airbnb restrictions, and they had to switch from an Airbnb to a hotel, and they don't have room anymore. Okay. They're like, but we have other friend who can come here and do that. You can join. And they are staying over here. So it's on the other side. And this is still an hour walk to Randall Island Park. I'm like, okay. So you guys you were in the South Bronx, you're 40-minute walk to Randall Park. Here's Randall Park. I'm like, Poke Daxi, where are you staying? He's like, I'm staying close to Central Park. I'm like, okay, where's Central Park? And then he's like, okay, over here. Not exactly there, but somewhere in this range. And I'm like, how far is it to Randall Park? And he's like, an hour 30-minute walk. And I'm like, holy smokes. New York seems so big. Actually, that's what I'll do. I'll just get it bigger, right? So we have one up here, one over here, and one over here. All still an hour walk to Randall Park. And all in different parts of the city. So I'm like, okay, what I'm not worried about getting to Randall Park, because it seems like no matter where you are, it's still going to be the same amount of time. You probably have to take some sort of transit. And that's what a lot of people have said. Take some transit to get to the shuttle to get to Randall Park, or to get closer to Randall. I know they're riding a ferry too. So I'm like, okay. The question is you guys have just shown me 3 very different places that are all an hour and a half walk from each other, 25-minute ride, 45-minute on transit sort of thing. This is a substantial difference. And the park play is only one half a day, right? So I got the Saturday morning experience. So Saturday from 9 to 1. That still leaves, we're gonna drive in Thursday with Poke Daxi. So I got Thursday night. I got all day Friday for a city experience. I got the Saturday morning park experience. So that's going to be half. And then Saturday afternoon I have off. Sunday I have a full day off to grind. And then Monday we're driving back. So the majority of the time seems to be you will not be in the park. You will be in the city. So I took to Twitter and I said, hey, Twitter. Basically I said, like I want to go to this, but like I don't know anything. Yeah, anyone who's been to New York Go Fest last year, where do people play? Where do people stay? Like, do they commute? Are there other events, stuff like this? Because when I was in the Toronto Regionals, again, Toronto Regionals, much smaller, all in one area anyways. We had the Toronto Regionals, but there was a Discord that people set up that were booking a restaurant after. And essentially, like, there was like 60 of us out of like the 100 people that went to this restaurant after. So I'm like, is there something like that for this? So I posted this question, and I got a lot of answers. So thank you to everyone who answered. But the majority of them they all kind of said two things. The first thing they said is nobody really stays near Randall Park. They stay other places and commute in, which is kind of what shows on the maps there. The second thing that most people said is there's just basically two separate things that the majority of people did say. Bryant Park is a great area to play, and Central Park is a great area to play. So Bryant Park is the best. I stayed in Midtown, Central Park, and then Central Park. So a lot of people said Central Park. Some people said Bryant Park. Walk to Central Park here. I hear most people play in Times Square, Bryant Park, Central Park. So it seems like the majority of people are playing. So if we go to Bryant Park here, and if we go to Central Park here. So the difference between Bryant Park and Central Park is 20 minutes more on the, I don't know, is this south end? More below. Looking at a map here, more below here. So if we zone out here, we have Bryant Park down here, we have Central Park up here, and then we have Randall Island way up here. So based on this, and based on where people are playing, there's that most people are saying they're staying in the sort of Central Park, Manhattan area, upper Manhattan area, all the way up in this. So this is where I would ideally like to stay. So now we're at the point of, it's May 24th. This thing is July 5th, like the first week of July. I don't have anywhere to go yet. So I have to do one of two things. Again, I have asked for donations and people have been very generous donating. To actually book a hotel room by myself is still like $1,500 US plus like tax and stuff like that, which is like a lot. It would essentially just, which again, if I need to do, I'll do it. Ideally, I would like to find other people who are in this area. So if you know anyone that is in this area that needs like another person to jump on here, I would be more than happy to. I'm going to start reaching out more, and then I want to start planning like stuff to do. So if most people are playing at Central Park and Bryant Park in this area, I think Times Square is down here somewhere. Yeah, here's Times Square somewhere around here, right? So they're mostly in the heart of the city. I want to then start like, am I going to go? 95% looks like I'm going to go, right? I just got to figure out this where I'm going to stay. I've kind of got it narrowed down. I like this area. I just need to figure out if anyone's there that I could like get cheaper. Because when we were talking about this, I know this Airbnb is farther, but when we were talking about this, it was like $350 US for like the 4 days that I was going to be there. And again, $350 US is very, very, very doable. $1,500 plus US for 4 nights alone. It's tough to justify. It's tough to justify when you have 2 kids and only one income coming in here. So again, if you know anyone, let me know, because this is the first thing I need to knock down is, can I get a spot somewhere in here? And then the second thing is, if I can lock in a place to stay, then let's start actually planning events. Like, what am I going to do the Thursday night? What am I going to do the Friday with people? Stuff like that. And I want to start to actually get to the community, because that's the reason I'm here. I don't ideally want to stay way out here if the majority of the Pokemon community is going to be playing in this little circle here. I want to be with the community. Like, this is the reason I'm going down. I'm going down because a lot of people said they want to meet me. I want to meet a lot of people. Like, there's content creators that I've been watching for years that I have never met that I would be cool to meet. There's people that I've been talking to online for years that I want to meet that I haven't met yet. So That is the reason I'm going, is to actually meet the people. Again, I don't know. It's funny. I don't even actually care about the actual Pokemon event on Randall Island. Like, again, from a free-to-play player who doesn't care about shinies and has like 2 legendaries maxed out. Like, for that perspective, I don't actually like care too much about like, oh, this is gonna be the best because I can get these super rare Pokemon and super rare shinies. Like, I don't. That's the least important thing on my list. The most important thing on my list is actually to like meet people. And someone who gave me like a very, very, very generous donation. What's his name there? Where was it? He gave me like $1,000. And he said like, yeah, Michael, he gave me $1,000. And I'm like, was that a mistake? He's like, no, man. Like I got some, he's like, I'm okay for money. So like, I wanted to like give you the opportunity to come and play. I'm like, and he's like, let's go for lunch. I'm like, yes. As soon as I'm there, I'm going to go for lunch. So like, I'm going to reach out to Michael. As soon as I get this down, I'm going to like reach out to Michael and set up lunch. I'm going to reach out to people and be like, I want to grind here with people. So to sum up what has been a very rambly video, I want to meet the community. I've got an idea where I want to stay in this area because, you know, everyone's here. And again, I don't even care about staying on the, yes, it's a 20-minute walk to Bryant Park from here. But even if you're staying like up here, let's just say Columbia University to Bryant Park just to get some, can I get directions? 20. I guess I have to reset here. Bryant Park to, this is all like the main, but even if I stay on this side, how far is this? Apollo Theater. Okay, let's just do that. Choose starting point. Here we go. Good enough. That's an hour 40 walk. That is significant. And I guess at that point, you just take transit everywhere. So I guess the one thing I need to do, if anyone knows, again, if anyone from New York knows like where the main transit goes, that like I can maybe hop on a subway or something that takes you from basically Bryant Park downtown to like the up here area. Again, the first thing I want to know is, do people know anyone who are in this area that want an extra person? Because I would gladly join. The second thing is understand the transit. Third is if I can't find anyone in the next few weeks, I got to book because we're getting really close to the thing. Anyways, that is it. So if you, a couple things. So one, if you're going to be there, let me know. I'd be very happy to meet people. If you have any ideas of like other stuff to do or where you're staying, stuff like that, anything that you can give me information wise, please drop it in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate any help that you can give me. Anyways, that is it. If you actually want to see GBL content, I put out a team this morning. And we'll probably continue with most teams for this last week and hopefully hit legend in the very near future. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.